What's up, guys? We are back. I am Chase here with Christian, here for round 3, Anaheim 2 of Monster Energy Supercross to help you guys maximize your points, get your top 5 picks for RMFantasySX, and get that wild card. Now, before we dive into it, let's do a quick race recap.
Last week, San Diego, Roxon wins, Dungey hangs with him, Muskin rounds out the podium, and Tomac falls out of the top 5. So.
Yeah, same 4. That was interesting.
Same 4.
Tomac's out of the top 5, and Josh Grant got the wild card. All right. Yeah, nailed it. So, a couple interesting facts we want to give you guys from last week's points.
We crunched the numbers from San Diego, and 36 people got all 6 picks right. Only 5% had all 5 in their top 5. 7% landed the wild card, and 61% had at least 2 picks right.
Cool. So a lot of you did well, and for the 36 that got all 6 right, I don't know how you did it, but congrats. That was very
Let us know how you did.
Job well done. All right, track trends. Now, going into this week, couple of things with Anaheim 2, the track you want to keep in mind. It's been wet in SoCal, so we could have a mud race on our hands. 2 whoop sections, and there's an over-under bridge. We'll see how that kind of plays in. And for the first time, we're seeing a big 270-degree turn. I didn't see a berm on it, so it might make it a little bit difficult for passing. We'll see.
Just got to watch. I'm sure it'll have some kind of effect. So.
Yeah, we'll see how the riders adjust. And last thing I want to give you, it has only happened 4 years in the 43-year history of Supercross where the top 3, where we've had the same podiums for the first 3 races. So,
well, 3 times in a row.
Or 3 times in a row.
Never to start a season have we had the same podium 3 times in a row.
So keep that in mind. If you have your top 3 the exact same, statistically, you have a very good chance of being wrong. All right, now, we're getting into the meat. Let's talk about the points battle.
All right, heading into A2, the easy decision for everybody is to put Roxon and Dungey in their top 5. The hard part is, who do you put in first or second out of those 2?
You know, I'm going to go with Roxon again. I put him first last 2 weeks. He's on a lot of momentum. The guy just, he's on another level.
Yeah, I'm with you. I pick Roxon in first just because, like I said, he was in front of Dungey in A1. He stayed in front. He got behind him in San Diego. He passed him.
Insanely. But
Dungey has yet to pass him.
But Dungey was hanging with him. Pressured him the entire race. So that was good to see, but I still think Roxon ahead of Dungey. Now, another big, point that we want to make, 2 more riders that a lot of guys are going to put in their top 5, and they should be, is Muskin and Anderson. Now, this week, Anaheim 2, 2 whoop sections.
Not Muskin's forte.
Muskin's forte, yeah.
No, so he's taken third the first 2 rounds. This one I might creep him back a little bit. With the history of no 3 podiums in a row and the whoop section, it's Marvin Muskin to leave him out of your top 5, but I mean, I don't put him on my podium this week.
Okay.
So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree. I think Muskin's still a top 5 contender. He's going to move down a little bit on my list because of the 2 whoop sections. And Anderson, he's one of the few riders that'll start outside the top 5 and just blast through and work his way up. So hopefully he gets a little bit better start. So I'm actually going to have Anderson in third this week, and we'll talk about our picks here in a minute.
And on the second half of the race last week, Anderson had faster lap times than Muskin. So
yeah.
With a better start, he can reel him in.
Yeah, so. And another subject that we want to cover is, do you or do you not put Tomac in your top 5?
At this point, I don't. He's fading back. He's getting close to the Tomaculate disaster at this point. I mean, we thought he'd be contending for wins.
Yeah.
I mean, we're big Tomac fans, but we're just more surprised by this than anything.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I have him out of my top 5.
So do I, and keep in mind, 85% of you guys put him in your top 5.
Big killer.
Big killer for a lot of people out there. Just real quick, we've had sightings, or rumors of sightings. The sightings have been confirmed.
A Stewart.
A Malcolm
at A2.
The Malcolm the Predator Stewart will be at A2. If you put him in your top 5, you're absolutely insane. But it's cool that he's showing up. I'm glad he's getting things going. Next up, let's talk about some weekly spoilers. All right, so with weekly spoilers, again, there's a handful of guys that are always knocking on the door to break into that top 5. And you got to remember, not every week you're going to have the same guys up there. So at some point, somebody's bound to have something happen and fall out. So a couple of guys. Now, we've already talked about Tomac being out of the top 5. So who does that leave that could be that 5th guy? Well, we got Millsaps, who's been around 7th, 8th, doing really good, gaining steam. Who else?
I like Pike. He's been in the top 10 the last 17 rounds 7 times. He's flip-flopped with Millsap's 7th, 8th over the last 2 rounds. So a good start and, the right race. I could see him
If he's there and something happens, he could capitalize. And again, Cole Seeley made the top 5 last week. So if you take Tomac out, Seeley would probably be a really good replacement for that. So
I like that.
So those are our weekly spoilers. Again, guys that could potentially get in the top 5 if something were to happen with your pick. So keep that in mind. Pay attention to practice times. Somebody's not feeling it. You can look at those riders to swap them out. Next up, the big one, wild card watch.
So this week it's 9th place for the wild card.
9th place.
There's a couple riders that should be on your radar. First one I have is Josh Grant.
Yeah.
I nailed him last week in the wild card spot. He's already finished 9th and 11th this season.
So he's there.
Qualifying around there. I like him. Another rider I was thinking of was Chad Reed, who started in 9th place after lap 1 and A1 until he crashed out.
Yeah.
And took 9th last week.
Yeah.
So.
I thought he's going to be more of a top 5 potential candidate, but seems like right now 9th to 10th is
about where he's at.
About where he's at. That's just reality. I've got Justin Bogle on the wild card watch. He was 10th last week. He's been improving each round. I see him, breaking into that top 10. I see him at 9th place this week.
I agree.
All right. You know what time it is?
Lock him in time.
Time to lock him in. All right, so this week I'm going to give you my top 5. So just like a lot of people, I know a lot of you out there are going to do this. I got Roczen, Dungey, Anderson, and then I have Seeley and Musquin. I think Musquin goes to the bottom, like I said, because of the 2 whoop sections. Still top 5 guy for sure. And then Justin Bogle as my wild card. What do you got?
I like your picks. I have the same podium. I flip-flopped Musquin and Seeley.
Okay.
I still think Musquin's going to have speed, and who knows if those whoops get
He has been
knocked
doing better
down,
in starts.
we can see him rhythm through them again and
Just
show
hop
everybody
his
how
way
it's
through to
done.
victory,
Yeah,
yep.
so we'll see.
And who do you have as your wild card?
Wild card, I'm going to let it ride with Josh Grant.
Josh
He's
Grant.
just in that range. I'm feeling good about it. Let's go, JG.
JG33. All right.
Okay, so let's get into the weekly prizes.
Let's do it. As always, we're giving away some killer prizes, over $50,000 this year, and we give away weekly prizes as well. Don't forget, guys, even if you get a late start, we are always giving away weekly prizes. So no matter when you start, you have the chance to win some really good prizes. This year, or for this round, round 3, we've got a Bell Moto 9 Carbon Flex helmet. I own one. I love it. We've got 2 sets of Pirelli Scorpion MX32 tires up for grabs, Stellar MX Factory Baggett graphics kit, and a casual kit. TCX Helium Michelin boots and a Chirby's full plastic kit and handguards. What else?
Pro Honda prize pack, Rhino Power. You can tell them how it is. I know you've used it
I've used
before.
it. I like all their products.
Obviously, I need to get on that program. ODI handlebars, Rev Arc, MX ramp, and Scott rounding out with Prospect goggles.
Yeah, and I have the Prospect goggles as well. Awesome goggles. So again, guys, remember, lots of chances to win weekly prizes. And don't forget, your 2 lowest rounds are going to be thrown out at the end of the year, and we have double points rounds. So even if you get a very late start, you still have chances to win these prizes. And if you just have some killer rounds with the double points, trust me, you have a chance to finish ahead of a lot of people. So don't ever think it's too late to get started. Remember, go to RMFantasysX.com to join. Cool thing is, when you are there, look at the group section, browse the groups, Team RM ATV MC. You can see Christian and I, you can see our picks, and a cool thing is, Blake Baggett, Benny Bloss, and Davey Millsaps are playing in that group, so you will see their picks, some serious bragging rights.
Oh, yeah. Get in there and compete with them.
Compete with
Let us know
them.
how you do. And I just want to say, I know there's someone out there who's going to put Mookie in their top 5.
And that's all right.
Let us know. We
Dream
want to
big.
know why.
Dream big and fall hard.
And if you think Dungey can pass Roczen, I mean, is he going to do it this week? Let us know what your thoughts are.
How many of you guys are going to put Dungey first? I am curious to see. It could blow up in a lot of people's faces just sticking with Roczen every week. But remember, guys, comment below. Let us know what you think about your picks, who you think is going to do well this week. And again, stay tuned. We're going to be back next week for round 4. I'm Chase.
I'm Christian.
We'll see you next time.